Good morning, my dear friends. Today we are going to study about mineral and energy resources. Now the question arises, what exactly are minerals? See, as the definition that has been given in your textbook, minerals can be defined as homogeneous, naturally occurring substance with a definable internal structure. So in science you have studied, isn't it? You can define a structure, meaning how the atoms have been placed, you can define. So minerals can be defined, but they are naturally occurring. You cannot produce minerals in a lab. Okay, so as the definition goes, homogeneous naturally occurring substance with a definable internal structure. Okay, so how do you recognize the minerals? Matlab, what exactly are minerals? Minerals basically uh, they are found in the rocks. We call them ores, and from these ores you extract the pure mineral. Now, how are they found in rocks? See, like minerals generally occur in igneous and metamorphic rocks, where it is like, mm, see, occur in cracks, crevices, faults, or joints. मतलब जहाँ थोड़ा सा where there is a crack or where there is a crevice, a small uh, what to say formation where the mineral can settle down, and these like can be like the veins in your body, like blood veins in your body. Na, they can be formed in those ways. Like if a rock is white, if the mineral is black in color, you'll find it in the form of a vein, like in your body how the blood glows, or in the form of lumps which we call as lodes, or in sedimentary rocks basically meaning where sedimentation has occurred. So in between the it is like layers of beddings, समझे, layers of beddings, or you find layer of a rock, then mineral, layer of a rock, mineral, and these are the result of concentration in the horizontal strata. Coal and some forms of iron ore are like this. And then another formation is residual mass of weathered material. Like see, weathering of rocks takes place. You have studied in lower classes that soil is formed because of the weathering of rocks. Now what has happened is the weathering has occurred and the mineral is exposed. Okay, so bauxite is one very good example. Now you can, how do you classify the minerals? See, when you are writing the answer, if there is a question, classification of minerals, I would suggest that you improve the quality of your answer by doing this diagram. Like see, minerals, metallite, non-metallic, energy minerals, and metallic minerals you have ferrous, ferrous meaning which contain iron, non-ferrous which do not contain iron, precious meaning gold. Then you have non-metallic with like mica, salt, potash, sulfur, and all that. Then you have energy minerals. Energy minerals I don't have to explain to you. Coal, petroleum, natural gas, all this you can see when you write like this. What happens is the examiner naturally will be impressed. You will also not miss out on any point. Okay, so it is a guide for you. So if they ask you the classification of minerals in the exam, so you can write it. Okay, certain minerals may occur as alluvial deposits in in the sands of valley floors and the base of hills, and these are called placer deposits. Like you find gold, silver, tin, platinum, and most of such minerals, they are found which are matlab areas which are corroded by water because of the erosion by the water. But the best thing is waters contain vast quantities of minerals, but we do not have the technology as it. Chalo, salt, we are getting it from the ocean water. But are you aware that manganese is found on the base, on the floor of the ocean? Then, when manganese is on the floor of the ocean, then imagine when you dig deeper into the ocean, what all minerals you'll find. But human beings, we have not yet, this one, what to say, mm, brought about that technology where we can go so deep. Okay, now in India, in the Himalayan region, small children are encouraged to mine minerals, which is illegal. In the Himalayan region, it is illegal, and children also encouraging them to mine, it is illegal. And what they do it is, in the mountainside, small holes are made large enough for the child to crawl inside. That is called rat hole mining. Rat hole meaning just like a rat can creep inside. Okay, but India is, see, I'll tell you one thing. India is very in a very advantageous position because we have got large deposits of good minerals like iron ore. Just imagine, India has a good quality of iron ore, but hematite is the most important industrial iron ore in terms of magnetite and slowly lower content than magnetite, and we have got good amount of hematite. Now, they in the exam, maybe they'll ask you what is the quantity of iron in magnetite. That is 50 to 60%. It might come as a 1 mark question. Okay, so just go through it. Okay, be aware of it. Now, where all is my iron ore found? Basically, iron is found in Odisha, Jharkhand belt, Durg, Bastar, Chandrapur belt, then Ballari, Chitradurga, Chikmagalur, and Tumkur belt in Karnataka, and then in Maharashtra, Goa belt. Basically, Maharashtra, Goa belt, Bellary, Chitradurga, and all this comes in Western Ghats. Durg, Bastar, and all that northeastern part of the Deccan Plateau. But Odisha is the main state which has huge deposits of iron ore. Okay. Now, this is one question which can occur in the board exam because this is a major question. Okay. So remember, it's not an oral exam, isn't it? If you can't remember, pronounce the names of the places, you just remember the spellings of the places. Now, manganese. Manganese is used for making steel. Okay. Now, manganese basically is used in making of bleaching powder or insecticides, and paints. Okay. Non-ferrous minerals. Non-ferrous minerals basically is copper, bauxite. Bauxite, what is it? Bauxite. Bauxite is the ore of aluminium. Now see, here you are in this map. Try to remember where exactly is iron ore found. The red triangle, iron ore mines. Okay, Mayurbaj, then Goa, Sundargarh. Matlab the names which you can remember, utilize it. Okay. Now see, in the exam, if they ask you name 5 places where iron ore is found, there are more than 5 places. Remember those places which you can remember in the exam. Okay. Copper, basically in olden times we used to use it for making utensils. Now with the development of electronic goods industry, and then with the boom of the real estate, the demand for copper has gone up because copper wiring and all that. So, but copper is basically mined in Rajasthan and Singhbum districts of copper. Okay, but bauxite is the ore of aluminium, and you know aluminium is a good conductor of electricity. Again, it is being used in the the increased used is there in the electronic goods industry. Others, aluminium, just like copper, was being used to make utensils, and aluminium basically is found in Amarkantak, Michael Hills, and Bilaspur, Katni Plateau region. Okay. Now, non-metallic minerals, mica. Mica basically is used to make what to say, uh, insulating. This one, what to say, uh, resistance to. It is used in electric and electronic industries because of its resistance. matlab, You can use it as a cable covering. See, you will see the importance of copper, aluminium, and mica have gone up with the this one, what to say, development of the electronic goods industry. Okay. Last we come to limestone. Limestone, basically it is used for making of this one, what, composed of calcium carbonates or calcium and magnesium carbonates. It is found in the sedimentary rocks, and with the development of the real estate industry, limestone is basically, it has found its, with the real estate boom, the demand for cement has led to the demand for limestone, and basically it is used traditionally it is used for smelting of iron. Okay, now you will see that conservation of minerals are, yes, they are renewed, but see, please always remember, the nature is renewing the minerals, but the renewing process is at a very slow pace, at its own pace. I'm not saying slow or fast. Nature has its own time, but we are utilizing, or what to say, consuming the minerals at a very faster rate. That is what Gandhiji said, na, the greed of industrial revolution. There is, if there is enough for everybody's needs but not for everybody's greed. So the consumption of mineral is at a very fast rate, and the replenishment basically is slow and small compared to the consumption. समझे? So continued extraction of ores leads to increasing cost, and the quality of mineral, as you go deep down into the earth, it depletes. समझे? The quality, good quality mineral is found on the top, that is on the earth's crust. As you go deeper and deeper, the quality also decreases and the cost of mining also increases. But there is one advantage about the minerals. What is that advantage? Yes, very good. That is recycling of the minerals. You can recycle the minerals, and thereby you can conserve the minerals. See, a concerned effort has been made in order to use mineral resources in a planned way and sustainable manner. Improved technologies need to be constantly evolved to allow the use of low grade ores at low cost. Recycling, see, recycling is the most important thing. Recycling of metals using scrap metals and other substitutes are steps in conserving our mineral resources for the future. Most of the countries have reduced the export of minerals because we know the value of saving or preserving the minerals for our future generations. Now, energy. What exactly is energy? Energy can be generated from fuel minerals like coal, petroleum, natural gas, uranium, and from electricity. But basically, energy can be classified as conventional and non conventional energy resources. Conventional, basically, you can say firewood, coal, petroleum, natural gas, electricity, both hydro, and non conventional can be which is latest, whose use has not been made, matlab totally it has not become universal, meaning people are still limping towards non-conventional, that is solar energy, wind energy, geothermal energy, biogas, atomic energy. Solar, wind, tidal, you can, as we discussed in the first lesson, resources, continuous resources. So it is available to us forever, and we need to harness it so that we can conserve the available energy resources like coal, petroleum, and natural gas. Coal is the cheapest form of energy resource. It is a poor man's fuel. And another thing is, most of the smelting industries use coal because of its cheapness. Okay. Now, coal basically we have lignite is the lowest low grade coal. Okay, it is soft with a high moisture content, and it leaves a residue. Now, the second, coal has been buried deep and subjected to increased temperature. It is bituminous coal. Now, it is basically used for commercial value, but the best of the best is anthracite. Now, you all have studied last year in ninth standard that Indian subcontinent was in the southern hemisphere in the Gondwana land, and then it broke away from the Gondwana land. And now this coal has been found in the, basically we call it the Gondwana coal, and it is found in the Damodar Valley in West Bengal. Jharia, Raniganj, Bokaro are the important coal fields. Godavari, Mahanadi, Son and Varda valleys also have certain coal deposits. But the tertiary coal occurs in Meghalaya, Assam, Arunachal Pradesh and Nagaland. Coal is a bulky material, so and loses weight on use as it is reduced to ash. So see what happens is because the transportation cost is huge. Most of the iron and steel or smelting industries and thermal, those industries which use huge amounts of coal, they are concentrated very near the coal fields. Okay. Now next is petroleum or mineral oil. Now petroleum, the oldest petroleum, this is what to say, oil fields in India are Digboy, Nahar Khati and Moran Hugri Jan. Matlab, they are the most important, but we have petroleum fields even in the Arabian Sea, that is Bombay High and this one. Yes. Now, petroleum basically is found in the fault traps in the rocky formations. Now, include regions of folding and domes. It occurs where oil is trapped in the crest of the upfold. The oil bearing layer is porous, limestone or sandstone, through which oil may flow out. Oil is prevented from rising or sinking by intervening porous, non porous layers, meaning in the layers of the rocks you can find the deposits of petroleum. Now, this is protected. Matlab, petroleum is basically liquid, isn't it? Now, it is like a bubble which has formed where you can find this deposits of petroleum. Now, when we say petroleum, we also say natural gas. So, where petroleum is found, we find natural gas too. It is an important source of very clean energy, and today it has become a conventional source of energy because, see, it is a friendly fuel because of the low carbon dioxide emission. And petroleum and natural gas, one most important advantage is you can use it till the last drop. So, unless there is a pilferage, there is no wastage. Okay. Large reserves of natural gas has been discovered in the Krishna Godavari Basin, Bombay High, and allied fields of Gulf of Cambay, Andaman and Nicobar Islands also. But then we have we have gone much more ahead by transporting the oil and natural gas not through vehicles but through pipelines. That reduces the transportation cost, and the transportation is much faster of the petroleum and natural gas, and it reaches its destination much faster and at a very low cost. Please remember, pipelines, the installation cost is high. After that, you have to just keep the maintenance, but basically, the installation cost is very high, and India has de- developed a network of pipelines to transport oil and natural gas and then water also. Okay, electricity. Now, the most important source of electricity is hydroelectricity or through multi-river valley projects. But then we are also moving towards thermal, that is used that is generated by the use of coal, petroleum and natural gas. Understand? Hydroelectricity is generated by fast flowing water, you all know. Thermal electricity is generated by using coal, petroleum and natural gas. Now we come towards non-conventional sources of energy. Non-conventional, basically, I should say solar, water, wind, and biomass. But then we have even nuclear or atomic energy. We we are the one of the first nations to use atomic know-how for non violent purposes, meaning we are using it for peaceful purposes, that is generation of energy. Okay, now it is like an alteration is made on the atoms, and these atoms, when the alteration is made, heat is generated, and this is used to make electric power. Basically, uranium and thorium is used, and this is found in Rajasthan, in the Aravali ranges of Rajasthan, and on the m- monazite, monazite sands of Kerala also. Now, moving ahead, solar. Solar is direct energy from the sunlight, and basically in area, now most of the cities are moving towards this clean energy. Households are depending on solar for their lighting, and then We have cities where hydroelectricity is in high demand. They are shifting towards solar energy for hot water and also for lighting, basically. Now, wind power. Wind power, windmills, basically the know-how is very old. We have windmills in Netherlands which is used to grind grain and all that. So that know-how is being used to generate wind power. And we have, as I told you, large in the lesson number 1 only, I told you we have 7,000 kilometers of coastline, and this if it and in Rajasthan, an uninterrupted wind energy we can get in this coastline. So when in this coastline, when uninterrupted wind energy can be got, then it can be harnessed to tap the wind energy. Okay, basically you can find it in um, Tamil Nadu, from Nagarcoil to Madurai, and Andhra, Karnataka, Gujarat, Kerala, Maharashtra, and Lakshadweep have important wind farms. The most maximum of the states are using now moving towards solar and wind energy, biogas. This is the most important this one form of energy in a farmland, where the farm waste can be used to make bioenergy and the residue can be used as fertilizer. So there is no wastage coming out of the farm. Zero wastage. Understand? So biogas plants are set up by municipality, cooperative and individual levels also. In fact, some places the government, the state government is paying money to the farmhouses to put up biogas plants. Okay, now we come to tidal energy. Tidal energy meaning when the, especially during, you may have studied in your lower classes that when the full moon is full, then the tides are high. See, oceanic tides generate high amount of energy when the tides are high. That this one operates the what to say uh, when the tides are high, the tidal energy, the high tide is used to turn the turbines. And when the turbines are turned, basically, if hydroelectricity, you see that the turbines are in a vertical form. But in a tidal energy, basically the turbines are in the horizontal form, meaning in the sleeping form. So when the tide is high, naturally these turbines turn at a very fast way and then they generate hydroelectricity. You'll find it these turbines in the Gulf of Khambat, Gulf of Kutch in Gujarat and western coast and Gangetic plain in the Sundarban regions of the West Bengal. Geothermal. What exactly is geothermal? Geothermal energy is where the earth's heat is uh, let go through some of the areas. Basically the groundwater in such areas absorbs heat from the rocks and becomes hot. It is so hot that when it rises to the earth's surface, it turns into steam, and this steam can be harnessed as electricity. We have two areas where mm, we are harnessing, that is Parvati Valley near Manikaran in Himachal and other in Puga Valley in Ladakh. Now comes the main question. Why do we need to conserve energy? Masab, see, you just imagine, can you live without these energy resources? Can you live without uh, electric bulb? Can you, okay, chalo, you'll say, ma'am, electric bulb is not there. Koi baat nahi, we'll use the petroleum lantern. Can you live without petroleum? No, these have become a part and parcel of our life. And most importantly, a country's development is dependent on energy resources. So, we are using energy resources for every, like whether it is agriculture, whether it's industry, whether it's transport, whether it's domestic cooking purpose, basic come down to the cooking purposes also. So we need to conserve energy. The need is very much there to conserve, and India is the country where we are least energy efficient. Some of the countries in Europe have become 100% energy efficient. We are not using it in a judicious way. Simple things we can do. Instead of driving so many vehicles, We can have carpools or use the public transport system. No, bhai, we want to use my car. I want to show off. See, this attitude is leading to depletion of petroleum reserves with us. Switching off the electricity when we are not using it. Use power saving devices, power saving electric bulbs. Use non conventional sources of energy. No, we are not doing it. We see, please remember, energy saved is energy produced. Yes, I know we cannot save up energy like money in the bank, but then we can reduce the wastage of energy also.